Millions of Americans are continuing to dig themselves into a hole and back themselves into a corner. We are spending money that we don't have, even when the warning signs are there. The economy is going to shift and take a hit. I want to explain what's going on, what President Trump just did, a new inflation report that came out just the other day, explain all the numbers and why what is happening right now is troubling because most Americans are continuing to spend. You see people at the car dealerships buying overpriced vehicles that they really can't afford. You see people buying jewelry that they don't need. You see people buying a whole new wardrobe again, which they likely don't need. What's happening right now is extremely, extremely worrisome. But this is the economy that we were given. So I'm going to explain what's going on, what is likely happening. You may be impacted as well, but you might not have realized it just yet. So I'll break all this down in just a moment, but before I do, all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So at this time, it's the end of March in 2025, and we are seeing prices continue to go up. But as prices go up, wages are starting to go up as well. That's good, right? Well, maybe, maybe not. If wages don't go up higher than the prices of goods, then we are actually losing money. Our dollar does not go as far as it once did. Look at this. It says core inflation in February hits 2.8%, higher than expected, and spending increases by 0.4%. For most people, they're like, yeah, I don't really know what these numbers mean. Core inflation, 2.8%, doesn't sound that bad. Well, let's look a little bit more at the numbers. It says the core personal consumption expenditures. This is the PCE price index. It's a key Fed inflation measure. Showed a 0.4% increase in February, putting the 12-month inflation rate at 2.8%, which was higher than expected. It did say that the consumer spending accelerated by 0.4% for the month, which it was expected to be 0.5%, so it's a little bit better than expected there. That came as personal income posted a 0.8% rise against the estimate of 0.4. Okay, so right here, consumer spending accelerated by 0.4%, but personal income grew by 0.8%. That means that's good, right? Well, yes and no. The majority of Americans, as we see our income rise, we tend to spend it. For many Americans, they spend their money faster than they actually get it in. This is why more than a third of U.S. households are living paycheck to paycheck. It's becoming a huge pandemic. Now look at this right here. I want to show you this because this is what we're seeing. Tens of thousands of layoffs coming to Veterans Affairs, according to a new memo. Okay, tens of thousands of people are going to be laid off. Here's another one. It says Health and Human Services will lay off 10,000 workers and close agencies in a major restructuring. These are just two of the federal agencies that are going to get hit. Every single federal agency, every single federal employee has pretty much a target on their back. Do what we tell you to do. Do it to the best of your ability. Go above and beyond, and maybe your job will be safe. Otherwise, you will be let go. Now, I bring this up because at this time, everybody's saying, oh, I'm not going to be fired. They already let Joey and Pam and all these other people go. They're not going to let me go. They can't do that. They need us employees in the building so that we can keep the business operational. Well, maybe, maybe not. But here's the big thing. Everybody's looking at their income. My income's safe, I got a good job, not going anywhere. That's 100% not true. If a business feels that they need to let go of employees, it doesn't matter who they let go. It's what does that number look like? How much money are they making? How much money are they bringing in? How much are their expenses? Are they still profitable. If they're not, it doesn't matter who they let go. Let go of certain employees and you'll fill it with somebody cheaper. That's all it is. Right? We've seen it before. We saw it during the financial crisis. Right? We knew it was happening. We saw a little bit of this before the government stepped in and provided PPP loans. People were let go. If you were not an essential worker to that business, then you were pretty much out of a job. But this is why I bring this to your attention. Because now Americans are digging themselves into this deep hole. They are thinking that their income is going to stay there forever. It won't. But why they're doing that, they're going to get new cars. They're going to buy, bigger homes, which usually costs more. They're going to get additional credit cards and go put a new TV in their very expensive apartment or home. Buy a car that they can't afford at an interest rate they can't afford. Right? For 74 or 72 to 80 months, 84 months, whatever it is. Right? Again, it's too long. But look at this. It says, Trump proposes auto loan interest deduction for U.S. made vehicles. Guess what that means? Now, this isn't even passed, but according to multiple friends of mine and a couple other outside sources, they're saying that people were already coming in yesterday. They were coming in on Friday, March 28th, asking, okay, so if we buy this Honda Pilot, I can deduct the interest from the loan on my taxes. Again, that hasn't even passed yet. It was a proposal where he was sitting in the Oval Office and saying, yep, this is what I'm considering. But again, multiple sources said the same thing. I received several messages here on YouTube, plus through email, asking the same thing. Okay, so if I buy an Audi whatever, could I get the loan, the interest be deductible? No. If I buy a Toyota Highlander, could that loan interest be deductible? Yeah. But keep in mind, it's proportionate to the amount of the vehicle that is made in the United States. That's the big thing. So no, not every single car is going to be have a tariff of 25%. All right, but again, people are digging themselves into this hole, thinking, "Oh, this is going to pass, so they're going to do it." They're digging themselves into a hole with the loan that they can't afford on a car that's going to be overpriced. And then look at this one. I thought this one was interesting. U.S. Bank launches a new 24-month 0% APR card. Okay. This was just earlier this week. Now, I usually don't talk about exact credit cards for multiple reasons, but I thought this was interesting. So U.S. Bank launches a new 24-month 0% APR card. First off, you have to qualify for this. You have to have good credit. You have to show that you have good credit history. But here's the thing I think is interesting. We see this all the time. Now, 24 months, that's great. I'd use it. 0% interest, it's free money for 24 months. Free money. As long as you do not miss a payment. Because again, this is where most people dig themselves into this hole. They get this 0% APR card, which they think means zero payments. It's not zero payments, it's 0% interest. So even though you use the money, you spend $100 here, $100 there, $300 there, $500 there, got $1,000 in, okay, on this 0% APR card for 24 months, you still got to make payments on that $1,000. That's where most people are getting hit. And that's why millions of Americans are digging themselves into this hole that they can't get out of, because they're racking up credit card debt that they know they can't pay off or they're going to struggle to. They are buying a car that they know they're going to have trouble paying the payments, and then they got to factor in maintenance, factor in insurance, factor in gas, right? Taxes. They got to factor in the registration fee, okay? Again, this is all stuff that so many people are overlooking. But again, I bring this to your attention because we are now in that kind of transition phase. We're almost to April, which means we're going to see tariffs. They are going to hit. When tariffs hit, we're going to have about 6 to 8 weeks to really see how things are impacted. So we are about 2 months away from getting all the information and really understanding if this is going to impact every single one of us or a select few. So As we get more information on this, I promise I'll bring you all the latest news and updates, but that is what we know as of today. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.